This is Ace with RockRevolt Magazine. I'm here with Scott Bartlett of Saving Abel. What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. I'm actually glad all these phone interviews we've been doing. We've been covering a lot of highway on this tour, and I keep losing signal. But this time, the bus is actually broken down, so I'm in one place, so that's good.
And it's strange because you said you're kind of happy, but your bus is broken down. That's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I mean they got like Cheetos and stuff, water, so that's cool.
Right, it's something to get something to drink. There you go. There you go. Like I said, you're pounding the pavement out there, man, doing the Make America Rock Again tour.
Yeah, it's been it's been pretty insane. I think that the agenda was to the way I was told from Chris from Trapped like 2 years ago was we're all playing the same clubs, we're all playing the same amount of people. Why don't we quit competing with each other and unite? And that's kind of a prolific way of putting it, because we all wish each other the best, but numbers are numbers.
Right.
And when you can get a lot more bodies in the room, if you got 7 national acts on a tour, it's proven to be very, very effective.
Right, yeah. No, you guys have it's like a, kind of like a just big reunion of great bands from, several years ago, just getting together, going out and just putting it all out there for everybody. It's awesome. It's a great tour.
Yeah, and what's, the best part about it is we all know each other. We've all toured together.
Right.
So we just haven't seen each other in a minute. So it's like freaking Animal House backstage. I mean, it's unreal, man. I'm having the time of my life.
Right on, right on. Any shenanigans? Anybody, kind of messing with each other, little pranksters?
Yeah, it's not so much pranking, except just like debauchery, I think would be the right. I'm sure pranks will follow.
Right.
This was just the first leg of the tour, and I've got pictures that you would not believe. I don't even know if I can talk about them on. There's some formats that you can say anything, and I don't even know if I can talk about it on those formats.
Oh no, we're pretty open. Yeah, we can pretty much say whatever we want. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll see backstage at one of these shows. It gets pretty wild.
Right on. Yeah. And I mean, hell. So you're saying to be a fly on the wall at the backstage of these shows would be probably a little too intense for some people.
For some.
Right.
I mean, we're not about to take this tour to Sunday school.
So as you guys do this tour, you got a few bands that are coming on certain dates. I'm just kind of mixing it up a little bit. It's just a great variety. But the staples are basically Trapped, you guys, Saliva, Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah, and Crazy Town and 12 Stones and Tantric.
Right. So they're for the whole ride as well. So that's cool. Right on.
Yeah, and then it's Puddle of Mud, Drowning Pool, and one other one. POD is going to be on a few shows.
Right. You do not have to answer this at all, man, but how's Puddle of Mud doing, man? I'm from Kansas City. Been seeing some bad shit out there. I mean, yeah. Yeah,
I don't... I saw something yesterday, and let's just say that I think, Wes, I love you, but get your shit together.
I think that's the sentiment around here as well. Yeah, absolutely.
When I see him, he's still conscious enough. He remembers me. He's like, dude, it's great to see you again, Scott. Like, we've known him a long time, man. We were on tour with Puddle of Mud. I'll never forget it when we switched from a van to a bus.
Right.
He jumped on the bus and he was like, welcome to the show, guys. Like, you guys are going to be around a long time. I love that Addicted song. And to me, that was a huge moment because I kind of grew up listening to their stuff.
Right.
So I'm just, look, there's a certain sentiment where it's great to keep rock and roll alive. And I think he is kind of doing that, but it's about the music first. Let's be honest, I get hammered and I get out there in front of people, but I get my gig done.
Right.
Right. And then I go party. So let me just say this. I wish him the best and I wish his band the best. And I really hope they're able to pull through whatever he's got going on.
Absolutely. Right on, man. No, that's, like you said, that's kind of the sentiment around here as well. Like I said, being from Kansas City, we grew up, watching those guys. That's, hometown boys. So, yeah. So hopefully, that's what we're hoping for. And like I said, you've been doing this now almost 12 years with Saving Abel, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, I've got the great beard hair to prove it, man. That was a defining moment for me. John Moyer from Disturbed, we were working on a TV show, and he was like, you'll be where I'm at in about 3 years. He was like plucking at my beard. And I was like, man, I I was talking to him about it, and that was when Disturbed was on the hiatus. And we were just talking about longevity of bands, and, you know, sometimes lightning strikes once, sometimes it strikes twice, and we've just been able to really stay out there and keep doing the damn thing for 12 years now. It's pretty unreal.
Right, and plus, I mean, and one of the biggest things too is you guys have survived a vocalist change, which is not a lot of bands can do that.
And the next step, you know, we brought Scotty Austin and Stephen Pulley in. We had no idea what was going to happen, and I've said this a few times now. I think without the strength of their spirit, we would not have weathered that change the way we did, because Eric and Jason and I were just kind of tired, you know.
Right.
We got back in the band, and those two were just so stoked to be with Saving Abel.
Right.
That, like, their sort of fervor for, like, this is my chance. You know, I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do. That kept it going. And the fans at first, I don't think they knew what to think, but they've embraced Scotty as the front man. And I think the next step is to get probably a hit at radio with Scotty singing. And we're working diligently on that, but I will say this too. We will never write a song for the purpose of writing a hit.
Right.
We're writing, you know, from our brain, our heart, and our fucking testicles.
Right, and that's really where it all comes from, man. That canned radio garbage that's what's ruining music today. It is. It really is. So thank you for not doing that.
Man, I came up with this riff the other day. We're actually doing a few songs with our old producer, Skid Mills, and he was excited. You know, he worked with Jared, our original vocalist, the one that you know from Addicted.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
He you know, he found Jared, basically, and cultivated this incredible voice that everybody's familiar with, and he was like, I can't wait to work with Scotty. He's like, I don't think anybody's captured his voice the right way, and I think I'm the guy that can do it. And he was like, show me your ideas, and I showed him this riff, and he was like, man, we could make that the next Thunderstruck. And I was like, what? Really? I got no problem with that, man, you know. So we're writing, you know, and I think we've got a couple ideas that could really go somewhere, but we'll never write for the purpose of writing a hit. Right.
So basically with, you know, Scotty and, you know, new band members, the old producer, I mean, you guys have been recharged, man. Your batteries are back to full, right?
I don't think people can stop us, man. I mean, I looked at, you know, when Scotty showed up on my doorstep at the first rehearsal, he was like, well, just so you know, I'm not a drinker, so we don't have to worry about that. I have converted that into a monster, dude. He's just like, and, you know, I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I think that we kind of preach this sort of like good old Southern boy, like we will drink, we will party, but we will dominate the stage.
Right.
And that was easy for Scotty to settle into, because that's, you know, he just fell right in. So
right.
I think that when it comes to moving forward, we don't stop. I mean, let's be honest, real life does happen on the road.
Right. Absolutely.
Eric, our bass player, had a child, and we were like, he gave us his blessing to keep the train rolling. We hired a sub.
Right.
We got through 3 weeks of shows, and then he came back out, and we got to meet his child. You know, so we just keep doing it. This is what we do. We don't know how to do anything else.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, the reviews from, you know, the shows have been coming in. They've all been great. Everybody's enjoyed you know, everybody sets on this tour. It's an amazing tour. You know, like you're talking about trying to get some 15 Minutes of Fame is the single you guys are kind of promoting right now?
Yeah, we're trying to decide if we want to go hard for ads, because we don't know if we just don't know if we've got some other great stuff. I mean, it's definitely like, all right, let me put it this way. On this tour, there's so many bands that oftentimes we might only get a 30-minute set.
Right.
Now, you're talking to a band that's had 7 top 10 hits and 2 number ones.
Right.
So we can't even fit those 7 into a 30-minute set. So we got to decide. I mean, it's a good problem to have.
Right.
Right. So, but we're trying to push the new music as well. So we've been testing 15 Minutes of Fame in front of people, and I think they're really getting it. And it's, I don't know. I mean, everybody can relate to it. You know, what if you only had your 15 minutes of fame and then that's it, and you're that dude that's still talking about throwing the frickin' touchdown in the frickin' final? You know, it's like
Uncle Rico, man.
Yeah, there you go. So I think it might be a single. I know the video has resonated very well with our fans,
Right.
And it's on the Bloodstained Revolution record.
Right.
For those of you listening that want to give it a listen, we'll see. Time will tell. You know, strategy's tough. You never really know what the right moves are to make when it comes to radio. Let's just say we're walking slowly through the tall grass and playing music while we're doing it.
There you go. There you go. And like I said, you're working, you're touring, which means you're working, which means you're writing, which means new music.
Oh, yeah. I was up till 7 a.m. writing last night.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Not up till, you were up until this morning. Yeah, wow.
Dude, it was, I don't remember any of it, but I listened back to it. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. You're chipper as shit, man, for not sleeping. What the hell? You sound good.
I'm telling you, man, you cannot break us. We're just different beasts. I don't get it.
Yeah.
We're aging rockers, and our bodies are just sort of like, you know, knock on wood, but nothing seems to slow us down.
Right.
I just got back from a run.
Damn, so you're broke down on the side of the road. You went out running. You've been up since 7 o'clock this morning, and you're not going to stop. That's awesome, man. You don't hear that, especially, you just don't hear that from a lot of guys. Right now, a lot of guys would be pissed off.
Well, you know, and it's like these, you know, we go out with like buy-on bands and newer bands, and they're all, you know, they're trying to like be so clean and perfect, and it's just like, man, we are the old school thought of rock and roll.
Right.
And as far as we're concerned, if we're out here as an example, we won't let that die. We just won't do it.
Hell no, absolutely not. And that's what's great. That's the problem with music today is people are letting that die, and it's going pussy is the easiest way to put it. Yeah.
I love the way you just put it.
I mean, that's really the only way to put it. It's a bunch of pussies out there. Yeah.
I'm glad you get it, brother.
I do, man. Absolutely. Let's talk about this. What's up with this clothing line you got going on, man?
Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for the plug. I've actually had this line for quite some time. What I do is I put my tattoos on my clothes.
Really?
Yeah. Most notably, I have rock horns on my underarm, so that when I am on stage and I throw rock horns with my arms above my head, you see 4 rock horns.
Nice.
And that insignia has just sort of become synonymous with me. And so I took the tattoo and I put it on like a tank top for girls and then booty shorts for girls, and those have been probably my best seller. And I ran with it, and I started putting other tattoos on my clothes, and I got the trademark for SB Creations, and it's going to be an LLC, and you can find me on the web at thesbcreations.com. That's THESBcreations.com, or find me on Facebook. And my 72-year-old mother is handling my fulfillment.
Nice.
Which is funny.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just, I found it, like I told you before we started this, I think that the fans really respect it when you're just real.
Right.
And when I tell people that my mom handles my fulfillment, they're like, all right, I'm buying something tomorrow. You know?
Right.
It's just how it is. Like, you know, I'm just a hardworking American that we got lucky and wrote a hit song about a blowjob 10 years ago. And we've been writing good songs ever since, and I'm trying to kind of parlay whatever fame Saving Abel gives me into a side venture. And SB Creations has been a great thing for me.
I'm sorry, I'm over here laughing, dude. That was great. I love the way you put, dude, we got lucky. Song about a blowjob. It happened. That's fucking insane. Yeah, that's great. Oh.
Turns out soccer moms loved it.
Right, dude, yes. Absolutely. You go to a show and you see all these soccer moms out there just singing that at the top of their lungs, and you guys have to be out there just laughing your ass off inside.
Well, the thing is, let's be honest, it puts the power in the hands of the woman.
True.
That's what that song does.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, I'm at the mercy of you because you're so good at doing that. Whatever
Right.
you do is, you know, yeah, I'm vulnerable.
That's awesome. Oh, shit. So now the tattoos, man, I mean, are they all yours? Or are you getting other ideas from other people? I mean, how are you going to keep that going?
Well, I mean, I can just keep getting ink, I suppose. I'm a pretty big guy. I got a lot of flesh.
Right.
No, I mean, I think that, you know, the first go-round, I actually tried to, I had a company called Catco, which was an acronym, and it stood for the Artist Tattoo Company.
Right.
And I was working with some other artists, some of the guys from Shinedown and Buck Cherry, and it just got to be too much for me to handle while being on tour. And I had some business partners. We were trying to put other artists' tattoos on their clothes for them,
right,
and handle running the businesses, and it just got to be too much. And then my partners, there started to be a lot of like pointing, like, where's the money and this and that. And I was like, you know what, guys, I'm going to dip out. I'd rather do this on my own,
right,
so that I don't have to deal with people yelling about money, And I let the company lapse, and it lapsed for 2 years, at which point I was able to resurrect it under a different LLC. So at this point, I have no shortage of designs, just because I have a lot of tattoos. And I mean, I'm not even a graphic designer. I'm just sort of an artistic person. So I kind of conceptualize different ideas. And I can either go insanely literal, like the Rockhorn, which is an exact replica, or I can kind of think outside of the box. I've got one out now called Mallet in Wonderland. And it's just this chick standing over a bottle of whiskey, this like hot chick wondering if she's going to drink it or not.
Right.
And it's got a rock horn on it.
Right on.
So there's just different ways I can kind of get creative with it and have fun with it, and in the process learn a little bit more about the business side of things.
Now, what about I saw one you have like a pair of ladies' pants, got like a snake that goes all the way up and down the leg.
Yeah, I've got one. I call those Original Sin leggings.
Right.
And it was tough, man, because I learned a lot about screen printing in that process, because they told me you cannot make it to where it wraps all the way around the leg unless you spend an asinine amount of money, because a screen printer can't handle that. It has to be like kind of flat.
True. That is, yeah. I mean, absolutely. That makes sense.
Well, believe me, I went through like 7 screen printers before I realized that it might be possible that I'm wrong and they're right. But now, I have it so when the girls put them on, the snake fits like right on the side of the leg.
Right.
And those have been a hit. I mean, I can't keep them in stock. Leggings are really in right now. I think it's awesome that we're talking about leggings, by the way.
Yeah, man, why not, right? What the hell? Hey, yoga pants have revolutionized the world, okay?
I think that whoever decided that those were okay to wear outside of the house should get the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, exactly. That was a brave bitch, and thank you. Thank you very much.
Man, the way I started thinking about the booty shorts, I was actually at the airport, hungover as hell, flying back from a fly date, and I was laid over, and I'm watching, it's fun to people watch in the airport, and all of a sudden people just they were fixated on something. Yeah. And I looked over, and there was this, like, Latina chick with a bubble butt walking, and everybody was just, like, hypnotized by it. And I was like, that is a billboard. I should put my rock horns on the butt, because we all look at people's butts, and that's just something we do.
Why not?
So, branding at its finest.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's like, there's the, every man has that age-old question, you a tits man or an ass man? I was always a tits guy. Then yoga pants happened. I've changed,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I don't discriminate, obviously, because my first 2 designs were tank tops and booty shorts.
No, you're an equal opportunity employer there, yeah.
I am.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Well, man, dude, this has been great, dude. I've talked to you for like an hour, but that probably wouldn't happen. Is there anything you want to make sure you get out there, man? Anything you want to tell the fans?
Well, I want to tell the fans, thanks for sticking with us. The first chapter of Saving Abel was amazing. We saw the world as brothers together. And then we just had a couple people that had to go home for, life reasons, family reasons, and we totally respected it. But we said, we're not going to stop doing this. So this is chapter 2, and y'all stuck with us, and we're infinitely thankful, because without you, it doesn't happen. So if you can, come out and see the tour. We're probably in a city near you. And check out 15 Minutes of Fame if you can. It's on iTunes. And you can see the video on our Facebook page. And hopefully we'll see you at a show soon. And let's do a shot of whiskey.
Right on, man. And don't forget the sbcreations.com. Get some of them leggings, ladies. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right on, bud. I appreciate all your time, Scott, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Dave. Thanks.
All right, sir. Thank you.